I really appreciate it, and please subscribe to my channel. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just waiting on more people to come to the live. Hope everybody's doing okay. Oh, let me see. This probably Mr. Marcus. Oh, what's up, Marcus? What's up, Pimp? I'm all right, man. Marcus in the house. Hey, Marcus, I got your message, man. All right, how you doing, Joseph, man? It's good to see you, bro. You overseas? Oh, wow. Where are you? Where are you at? Wow, that is great. So you're about to party soon. Where are you? Are you in Colombia or DR? Hey, what's up? What's up? Sister Annette, what's going on? You are so funny. Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. Just waiting on more people to come to this live. Oh, okay. You're in the Dominican Republic. You're in the Dominican Republic. Wow, that's great. Okay, we got 5 people in. Sister, it's so good to see you. It is so good to see you. Hey, my sister's on the live tonight, y'all. Internet Ghost and my sister's here. That is excellent. That is great, man. That is fantastic. Matter of fact, let me give her a round of applause for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. All right, I got 5 people on here so far. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. All right. It's good to see everybody. All right, we're gonna get started, and we all like to talk about today, what's going on. Let's see here. I'm gonna play the intro. So here we go.
Tony Realm Live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live. Hey, man, I'm so happy for you. Joseph, you're in the Dominican Republic. All right, man, that is so cool. Very, very cool. You have yourself a great time, man. You have yourself a great time. I will be taking my vacation probably in September. I got my time approved for 2 weeks. So I will be heading out also. I can't wait. It's been a while since I've been out. So yeah, it's really coming, man. I'm ready to leave the US for a little while. Okay, well, we got a lot to talk about today. I guess I could jump right into it. Some of you heard about Donald Trump passed the big, beautiful bill. We're going to talk about that and what parts is going to be cut and what part is going to be beneficial. Also, we're going to talk about the Mexican riots. I mean, they are really rioting in Mexico because of gentrification. I'm going back in September. Getting everything together. Yep, I'm going back in September. So I did get time off. I did get time off from my employer. So I need to go see Barbie for a while. I haven't seen her in a long time. She's been asking about me, so I'm definitely going to go. Okay. I am definitely going to go, and I will be having some content and everything to share with y'all when I do go. Okay. Okay, let's jump into this news.
CBS News business analyst,
No one
Jill
better.
Schlesinger. No one better. Jill, great to see you.
Good to be with you.
All right, so walk us through the top lines here of what we should know.
So the biggest part of this bill is the extension of the first Trump administration's tax reform. And
Yes,
those
it will.
tax
It
cuts
will
from
be.
2017 were set to
Yes.
expire at the end of this year. Those tax cuts are now all extended. But that's an expensive thing. So in order to pay for a big chunk of that, there are big cuts to Medicaid and the SNAP, or the former food stamp plan. And that's partially how the bill is paid for. To be clear, the bill is not paid for. It will add a bunch of money to the debt and deficit over time. But I think that that's kind of the overarching piece of it.
One of the intriguing ways in which more money is being spent is this notion of $1,000 kind of baby. What is it? If a baby is born over the next 3 years, they get $1,000 in an account, courtesy of the U.S. government, and then it grows.
Yeah, so this is a twist on something that has been put into place in pilot programs in certain states called baby bonds. So we put some money into an account. They're calling them Trump accounts. And in this case, it's $1,000 per child who is born between 2025 through 2028. So if you're doing your family planning, now would be the time to figure this out. Now, the $1,000 goes into a low-cost index fund. The money grows until the kid gets to be age 18. At age 18, half of the money can be spent on maybe a first-time home, a certificate program, school. The other half can be taken out at age 25. Importantly, two important facts here. This is not a paid-for piece of the bill, meaning that it costs, $17, $18 billion. We're sort of coming out of thin air. The other part of it is if you are saving for education, it is actually better. I know you take the $1,000, but instead of putting more money into this, I would use a 529 plan, because this does not have the good tax treatment that the 529 plan will have.
A lot of CEOs coming out in favor, by the way, of those baby bonds. It's interesting to see who's raising their hand in support.
Yeah.
Shockingly, they come from investment management firms who would profit from those funds. But okay, just saying.
To the CEO of Uber, also in favor of this.
Yeah.
But I want to know, middle income earners. What do middle income earners get out of this?
It's kind of random. It's the sort of the type of person you are. So if you get tip income, some of your tip income, you'll take a deduction for that. If you work overtime, you'll get a deduction for that. If you are a homeowner in a high tax state, the SALT, the state and local tax deduction, goes from $10,000 to $40,000. If you borrow money for a car, you get to up to $10,000 of interest. You can write it off. If you've got children or dependents, you've got some money coming out over the age of 65, you get a $6,000 bonus for the next few years. But most of these are temporary. Temporary, meaning from 2025 to 2028. That means that another administration is going to have to decide whether or not to make some of these issues, some of these features permanent, or whether we come up with different ways to pay for them. There are so many details. It's almost 900 pages in this bill.
Massive.
And we'll talk more about this as we get to tax planning time, because that's when you're really going to see the impact of this bill. That when you have tax filing time in April, we're going to be pounding on the details, because people need to know what they're entitled to and what is not going to be on their plate this year.
If it's in the law, you might as well out and get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Important details.
Jill Schlesinger will help people get it.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much.
Always do.
Appreciate it.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit more of this big, beautiful bill. Okay. The big changes that's going to happen. Let's see. Well, I can't see this. Okay. Reduce federal funding. The bill will reduce federal spending on Medicaid by $800 billion in over 10 years. These cuts are projected to lead to the states having to reevaluate their budget, either supplement spending or cut service. Okay. So I know in this big beautiful bill that people that work in the restaurant industry or get tips, their tips not going to get taxed. I do understand that. There's some good things about the bill. There's tax credits that you'll be able to get when you buy, a regular automobile that's made in the States only. You have to be domestic before you get the tax break credit on a car. Okay. Let's see what else about this bill. That's kind of beneficial in a way. Let me see. I got another here for you guys. I want you guys to see. There's some good about the bill, and there's some bad about it. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. The state and local deduction cap is temporary, like she talked about. It's temporary. Increase from 10,000 to 40,000 for certain taxpayers. They will revert to 10. It will revert to 10,000 in 2030. Okay. Okay. You remember what I told you? No tax tip on overtime and on tips. The tips and overtime pay are exempt from federal income tax, which is a good thing. Deductions for auto loan, which she just talked about. A new deduction is introduced for the interest paid on auto loans for vehicles made in the U.S. That's what I was talking about, okay? Enhanced deductions for seniors. There's a temporary additional deduction for many older tax filers, okay? Another good thing about the bill is a child tax credit standard deduction. The bill aims to look and further boost double child credit and double standard deduction, which is a pretty good thing too. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. Let me see what else. Okay, it has a the 529 education savings account. The bill expands access to 529 education savings account. Okay, the clean energy tax. The bill includes changes to clean energy tax credits, potentially phasing them out. This is the one right here that Elon Musk is really angry about. This is the one that Elon Musk is really angry about the bill. Because what happens is, if you buy an electric car, you do not get a tax credit for an electric car. Okay? So that's what Elon Musk was really upset about. He was very, very angry at Trump because Tesla is standing to lose billions of dollars because, for example, in the past, if you bought, solar panels for your home or anything that has to do with clean energy, you get a tax credit on that. If you buy an electric car, you get a tax credit on that. But Trump got rid of that. So Tesla is going to lose billions and billions of dollars from this. So that is the reason why he is very upset. But the real scary thing about this bill, I'm going to be honest with you, what's really bad about this bill is Medicaid cuts. That's the problem. That's what I'm afraid of. So hospitals, nursing homes, doctor's offices is going to be affected by this. Okay, now here what you see, all these other deductions, they look good. Okay, those are some positive things about the big beautiful bill. But the main thing is he's cutting $800 billion from Medicaid, and there's going to be millions and millions of people without insurance. And that's going to be a disaster. That's going to be a disaster because people use Medicaid to pay for their prescriptions, and most people can't afford prescription. Prescription drugs can be extremely, extremely expensive. It can be very, 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 very expensive. So I don't know, this big beautiful bill, it has some good has some bad. Let me see if I got some more on this big, beautiful bill. Let's see.
Could we feel here?
Yeah, Tessa, these cuts to Medicaid could even impact people who are not enrolled in the program.
Bills that are hundreds to thousands of pages long. I think that's the number one indicative of something's wrong with the system.
President Trump's 900-page bill will cut $1 trillion in federal funding to the Medicaid programs nationwide, with hopes of getting unqualified recipients out of the program.
The reality is that there are millions of people who are on these entitlements that are able-bodied and can work and just are choosing not to.
According to the KFF, an independent research and polling organization, 30% of people on Medicaid in the state of South Carolina are unemployed. With the passing of this bill, recipients will have to prove their employment to receive health benefits.
Right.
80 hours a month, that's 20 hours a week. So that's working part-time. If you're able-bodied, you're not entitled to other people's property and other people's taxes.
But the reduction in funding will also impact those who are employed and need the program for medication and emergencies.
If there's a reduction in Medicaid funding, then this is going to impact what people pay on a daily basis for their medicine, or in particular, if they need to, an ambulance ride or things like that.
State Representative Pace says for people who find themselves without insurance due to the bill, there are other options available.
There's these things called health share ministries. Many of them are faith-based. Not all of them are, where essentially you pay into a big pool. It's essentially nonprofit insurance.
As for part-time employment, Pace says it's not too much to ask.
All you have to do, if you're able-bodied, is work 20 hours a week in order to maintain coverage.
Now, the bill passed with a narrow vote this afternoon in the House and is now going to the president's desk. Working for you, Cameron Limes, News 4.
Thank you, Cam. And Senator Lindsey Graham on X today praises the passing of the big, beautiful bill, saying in part, quote, "We did it. Congratulations to the president and vice president for shepherding the one big, beautiful bill through the Senate and House so it can become the law of the land." The South Carolina Democratic Party also releasing a statement saying in part, quote, "This is one of the worst bills in the history of Congress. It's a massive scheme to steal from working folks, struggling families, and even nursing homes, all to enrich the already rich with a tax giveaway." For more reactions from local lawmakers, go to our website, abcnews4.com.
Yes, like I said, it's the what I'm really nervous about is Medicare. I mean, not Medicare, but Medicaid. So you're talking about nursing homes. Let me ask you a question. What are all those elderly people going to do in the nursing home? What about all the people that can't afford their medication or can't afford to go see their doctor? And I know people, as of right now, are being kicked off of Medicaid. Do you know how much it costs for hospitalization? Do you know how much it costs if you end up in an ICU unit? Do you know how much it costs if you have to have surgery? Thousands of dollars. So like I said, there's some good things about the bill, but the main part of the bill is Medicaid. Chris, what's up, brother? I saw an article on Business Insider where a lady from Atlanta moved her 97-year-old mom to Panama due to her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's going to get much worse because the positive things that the bill offers is just peanuts compared to Medicaid. But this bill was actually made for the tax breaks of the wealthy. It's the tax break for the wealthy. It mainly benefits the people that are at the very, very, very top. Yeah, do we got any benefits from it? Yes, we do. But let me tell you something. Can you imagine getting sick and your health care insurance is taken away from you and you have to go into I know someone, a friend of mine, let me tell you this, y'all. Let me tell y'all this. A friend of mine had a wisdom tooth that was giving him a lot of problems. And he couldn't wait till his appointment to the oral surgeon, right? He went to the ER because his teeth was bothering him so bad. The only thing they did was I think they may have given him a shot. And then they just wrote him out a prescription and say follow up with the oral surgeon. Just that short part in the ER was $2,000 for them to do absolutely, basically nothing but give him a prescription. And I remember I had pink eye one time. I caught pink eye. Man, that was the worst few days of my entire life. You do not want to ever get pink eye. I had medical insurance. Thank God I did. I had to go see a specialist, an ophthalmologist specialist, right? And he had to clean up the infection that was in my eyes. I looked at the medical bill for that procedure. It was $5,000. But here, check this out. He wrote me a prescription. He wrote me a prescription for some special antibiotic eye drops. Okay? You're not going to believe how much those eye drops was. You're not going, now, thank God I have medical insurance for my job. Thank God for that. You're not going to believe how much those special antibiotics and steroid eye drops that the eye surgeon put me on, that he wanted me to take, and I had to go to the pharmacy and fill that prescription. Those eye drops, I had to pay $100 deduction. But guess how much each of those eye drops cost? $1,000 for eye drops. Eye drops, it was like a little container just like this. Just like that. I said, wow, those eye drops cost that. They say, actually, some of them, you got drugs out there that cost up to $10,000. Especially people that's dealing with cancer or dealing with pre-existing conditions. Some people got congestive heart failure. Some people have emphysema. Some people have. So what's going to happen is, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I'm saying, you know what's coming. If you kick those people off of Medicaid, they're in a very bad situation. Some things have to be worth the price. Yeah, it's true. And you say her mom had dementia. Wow, that is crazy. So she had to move her 97-year-old mom to Panama due to healthcare costs. Yep. Well, we get ready to feel it now. We are getting ready to feel it now. And then I got some more other news for you guys. You remember I was talking about retirement? Remember? I've been talking about retirement on this live for months. Willie Brown, what's up, man? Willie Brown, oh my God. Oh, Willie Brown. Here, man, thank you for the super chat, bro. Let me, I gotta give you just a minute. Let me give you a standing ovation, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Willie Brown. Thank you, Willie Brown. Give him another round of applause. Willie Brown, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see what Willie Brown just said. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what Willie Brown just said. Let's see here. Let me see. A lot of hospitals may be closed. Yeah, most of them in the red states, yes. Whom supported Trump? Absolutely. As a result of a lot of nurses would be paid. Thank God I'm covered through my job. Yeah, thank God, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be bad, man. People don't really realize how much healthcare costs. And if you walk into an emergency room or you walk into a hospital without no insurance, they look at you like you're crazy. They look at you like you're crazy. Like, you know, that's okay, what can you... I remember one time I went to a hospital. I was having palpitations. Okay. I was having palpitations, but I didn't have healthcare insurance at the time. So they took me, this was years ago, and they took me into the back. They took me, the ER, they took me in the back and everything. Doctor came and said, what's going on with you? I said, I feel like I'm having palpitations. My heart is skipping beats. Did you know they just let me just sit back there and just sit back there and sit back there? They just let me just sit back there. They didn't even say anything. They're just like, okay, you'll be all right, you know. I noticed how their attitude towards me was different. And guess what? When I was leaving the ER, walking out the ER, there was a lady standing there saying, oh, you just got seen by the doctor, right? I said, yeah. Well, you owe this. Are you going to be able to pay this? She was harassing me, trying to make me pay something on the hospital bill. She tried to make me pay for the hospital bill. But I didn't have the money to pay for the hospital bill. But what I'm trying to tell you, there's going to be thousands and millions of people without health care. You said that you was going to retire in Colombian and Thailand. What's your thing, infinite retirement? I don't know, because we can really talk about Mexico, what's going on over there. And I'm telling you, it is scary. We are, let me tell you something, foreigners are getting a very bad reputation. Let me see, I'm going to Thailand October 3rd, 3 weeks to check it out. Willie Brown, you know what? When you go to Thailand, I want you to come back on the live, okay? And what I want you to do, I want you to come back and tell me what did you get as far as what's going on in Thailand. But Thailand, they're changing too. They are changing too. They're not friendly towards foreigners anymore. And there are a lot of places that are not catering to foreigners anymore. And we're going to talk about that, about what's happening in Mexico, because I'm going to be, let me see, pay for what? There was no treatment. I know. Just for, you know what, Marcus, just for an ER doctor just to look at you, it's about $1,000. Hospitals are not cheap. And the only way that they would do surgery, if you had an emergency situation, you would have to come through the ER. Because I talked to some doctors and most of them would not see you without insurance. They would not see you without insurance. How can they charge you for something they didn't even cover the problem? Well, according to them, I didn't have a problem. They say, you'll be all right. Because sometimes palpitations can be harmless too. They can. You know what I'm saying? But you have to follow up with a cardiologist. you have to follow up with a cardiologist. Yeah. Let's see. Countries are acting funny towards foreign because they got richer and more developed, and now they don't need us anymore. That's part of the problem. But when I'm here in Arizona, it's so good to see you, bro. What is happening in Arizona? I haven't seen you in a while, brother. It is so good to see you. But you know the reason why that most of these countries are acting up because of bad tourism. That's the reason why. Even Colombia has said that there's bad tourism down there. I'm not saying everybody's bad, but the reason why a lot of countries are acting towards us, because we think just because we're American, we think because just we're foreigners, everybody should bow down to us. No, they don't. No, they shouldn't. And wait till I show you some stuff that's going on in Mexico. Let's see, retirees is okay in Thailand. It's the digital nomads that are looking to restrict, yeah. And you know, they said that those marijuana shops they had in Thailand, they're closing them down. Thailand is closing down marijuana shops. They're closing them down. And they're turning that place upside down. Matter of fact, the people I know that was living there, they left. They left. Some end up going back home. Some actually, now what I've been hearing is people are going to Vietnam. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Vietnam because the visa process is not as crazy as Thailand. You know? Yeah, I heard that before, like heart surgery, for example, there is a hole in your heart. Yeah, that can be expensive. But my issue is charging too much for a private. Everything is expensive now, man. Healthcare is very, very expensive because I work in the industry and it's very expensive. It's very expensive. Having surgery, it's not cheap. Mexico called us racist. We didn't want them taking our jobs and coming and by the millions. Yeah, that's true. But you know what, though, Arizona, you got to treat people with respect, though. You can't just think that you're American and that you just can just, like, you know, talk to anybody any type of way or anything. Because that same problem we had in Colombia. I was there in Colombia, and then they was putting up signs that said, "Gringo, go home." They was having protests down there in Barquilleras. And I remember my cousin used to tell me, I remember this. My cousin used to tell me, may he rest in peace. He said, leave that macho personality at the gate at the airport when you go into a foreign country. But you know what was happening to Arizona? A lot of the immigrants is leaving and the farmers are having problems. Nobody wants to farm. And they're talking about now so many of the immigrants have been deported or they left on their own until there's nobody to do the agriculture that the migrants did. Yeah, I know. Like I said, there's some things Donald Trump is dead. I pointed them out, the good things about the bill. But Medicaid, man, that is a big thing. And the decrease in Medicaid, what that's actually doing is he's taking money from the poor and giving it to the rich. And I don't care whether you're Democrat, I don't care you're a Republican, but I'm telling you, going to a hospital without no medical insurance to see how they treat you, do it. Do it. Like I said, things that have to be worth the price. Like I said, if you see an apartment in New York, you say, I see for $5,000 a month, but it looks like it's a regular apartment, it should be worth, yeah, it's true. Let me see. They are supposed to be backing off those farming. No, they're not. He did it. He said he was going to back off, but he changed his mind. I know what you're talking about. He did. At first, he did say that, but now ICE is going after those people. ICE is going after those people. They going after everybody. If you're in this country illegally, I don't care who you are, you're going to get deported. Gringos in the U.S. are gentrifying here too, so it's hypocrisy in both ways. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that what people are doing. Let me tell you what people are doing, and we're gonna get into this too also. People are going to Mexico and going to foreign countries, but they are disrespecting the locals. That's the problem that Thailand is having. That's why they're changing their visa policies. And I knew that this was coming. Now, I'm not saying everybody in Thailand is perfect too. I'm not saying that, but look at Johnny Somali. He's an example. Johnny Somali right now is locked up in a North Korean jail. He can end up doing 20 years in prison. I did a video on that. I did a video about that. He was very disrespectful. He was going to South Korea. He's in a South Korea prison. He was going to Japan, disrespecting the people there. Black dude. And then he was going to South Korea, making fun of the people there. Just because you're a foreigner and you got money doesn't mean people are going to put up with your nonsense. We have to respect the culture. We have to respect the culture. You have to respect the people. And what they're going to do, if they don't like you, they're going to rebel. So what the Mexicans was complaining about is that you got this wave of foreigners going over to Mexico buying real estate, buying property, and they're basically changing the demographics of that area, making it very difficult for them to be able to afford the same thing which you can afford. That's the problem. Just let's say, for example, I live in Detroit, right? In the Detroit area where I live at right now. Let me give you an example. Let's say if my rent, I'm just saying an example, but let's say if my rent was $800 a month, right? Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, good to see you, brother. Good to see y'all. So let me ask you this question. So just imagine if a bunch of Mexicans move into my area. Or it could be Thailand, from Japan, or anything. But they got more money than what I have, right? Then they come in, instead of the rent being $800, they raised the rent up to $2,000. But guess what? They can afford it, but you can't afford it. You see what I'm saying? So you're making it difficult for me. How I'm supposed to survive on $2,000 a month for paying rent? And they said the same thing in Colombia. Say, wait a minute, we can't compete with that. How can you compete with that when you make much, much lower wages than foreigners do? You're privileged, and you got the privilege of the dollar. They don't have that privilege. The locals in Medellin are running up rent for Airbnb. Yeah, they're running up rent. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. Because you know why they going up on the rant? I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Let me see what the vlog in the Philippines faces big time. It's horrible jail now. Yeah. They're cracking. Matter of fact, I heard that they are cracking down on vlogging and video filming because you got dumb idiot. There was a guy. Let me tell you something. There was a guy. Let me tell you what he was doing. Let me tell you what this guy was doing. He was going into wait a minute, let me see some of these. Let me see. Let's see, Chris. Wait a minute, hold on. Chris, do you know the mayor of Medellin nearly shut down the Airbnb because of gringo? Something like that. Yeah. This is a big problem. Gentrification. It is a big problem. Let me tell you what's happening in the Philippines. Gringos are bragging about it. Yeah. See, the problem is the reason why they're cracking down in the Philippines. You got content creators, which I thought was stupid in the first place to even do something so dumb. They were going into poor areas of the Philippines and recording working girls out in the street. I'm talking about the poor slum area in the Philippines. And not only were they filming it, but they were posting it on YouTube. How stupid is that? How dumb is that? Well, they should stop foreigners from buying a property here. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, but most of the if you were to buy property here, then you got to really be making some money. The people that buy property here, they got money, they're rich. What I'm concerned about is the poor, Arizona. That's what I'm referring to. I'm talking about the locals in these other countries who can't afford to pay what gringos are paying. The normal salary for Colombians is $300 a month. Marcus, yeah, that was due to illegal Airbnb. Your building has to have commercial license or need 70% approval of residents in your building to nightly rentals. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Also, Pattaya with the Indians. Yeah, the Indians are said a passport bros turned into goofies. Did you see the video? The complaints of Indians in Pattaya, Thailand. I don't understand why so many Indians are moving to Pattaya. I just don't quite understand that why they're moving to Pattaya. Johnny Somali is a poster child. Yes, he is. He's a poster child. He's a poster child. But I can tell you, even before things got to this way, even before things got to this point, I seen a change in their attitude, how they treat foreigners, especially in Colombia. The last time I was there, I told you guys, I spent most of my vacation. Apologizing for the ignorance of foreigners. Seriously. And let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. I want y'all to put it in the comment section. From the scale of 1 to 10, how much you think those women really value there in Parque Areas and in Medellin and in Colombia as a whole? I want you from a scale to 1 to 10. I want you to put it in the comment section of what you think they value of you in Colombia. Not all women, but especially maybe working girls or something like that that people go down there and see, people go down there and deal with. What do you think? What value they have for you from a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know in the comment section. Let me see. Okay, Marcus said 1. Okay. Point proven. Ain't nothing but the number is about maturity. Absolutely. As stupid as the Russian blogger threatened to rob an old woman on a camera. His national security guys had on camera. That was stupid. That was stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arizona, they doing things. Okay, Marcus was the only one. He said that 1 to be the best, 10 be 1 is 10 would be the best and 1 would be the worst. I want everybody to put a number of what you think those women think about you in Medellin, some of them. I want you to put it in the comment section. Either put a 1 or put a 10. And I'm going to tell you what they think about you, what they think about us. Let's see. There's a lot of Mexican buy houses here are not citizens as well as foreign companies from wherever they buy groups houses. Yeah. But they leaving out here in the droves though, man. They leaving out here in the drove. Let me see why. Because they are wifey material. Also, money is the top priority. Okay, nobody else didn't put anything in the comment section. No, you can't. You can't. Well, I'm going to tell y'all. I didn't put it in the comment section, so I'm going to tell you between 1 and 10. 1 is the worst. 10 is the best. What they think about you is 0. 0. Okay? Not all, but some. Because they think that you're not serious. They think that, they don't take you very seriously. Yeah, you said -1. Marcus said -1. Yep. The whole time I was there, they kept telling me, they said, the only thing you guys come down here is for the drugs and the working girls. All of us don't, but that's what they got, because it's the type of material that's being put out on social media, on YouTube. Hey Chris, what is that major city in the Philippines that people go to? I'm trying to think of the name where that guy was. I can't think of it right now. My memory is slipping. Chris, can you help me out? It's the major city in the Philippines that a lot of tourists go to. What is the name? Not Cebu City. It's another one. It's a major city. Manila. Yeah, Manila. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah. It's Manila, right? A guy was going through the barrios of Manila, recording working girls and poor girls just to get views, and he posted on YouTube. And guess what? See, what's so stupid is people don't realize that these government officials, they watch YouTube. They watch, that's why I have to be careful. You have to be careful what you put on YouTube. You have to be careful what you put on social media. They watch these channels. Let me tell you something. Gustavo Petro in Colombia, I guarantee you, he watches these videos on YouTube and listens to what you guys are saying about the women in his country and how many girls you smashed and how privileged that you think that you are. Yeah, those girls think about you from a scale of 1 to 10 is 0. First, you gotta ask people for consent, and you just can't. Yeah, so now it's against the law to be filming in the Philippines. They will put you in jail. So I gotta be careful. Like if I'm going down to Colombia and do content, I gotta be careful. I may not do no content while I'm down there. I want to do like maybe a date with Barbie. You know, I'm gonna do an exclusive date with her. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I'm becoming more and more nervous of traveling because what's happening. And let's jump. We're gonna jump. I'm gonna show y'all what's going on. And yeah, government officials also watch TikTok. They sure do. Let me ask you a question. That's why you gotta be careful. I don't be talking about President Trump on YouTube. He could be listening to what you're saying. I don't say bad things about him. Nobody. I know a YouTuber when he was in Brazil. He said one thing that went viral, and he had to leave in a hurry. And they were coming to arrest him. And he got out just in time. You can't be going down there filming everywhere, you know, filming working girls and all that type of stuff. I know a lot of people do it. But now, you know, a lot of countries are fighting back. At least you be respectful about other people just like you do on your camera. Yeah, I be very respectful, man. But let me show you what these Mexicans are doing. Now, let me tell you something. Mexico was another place I was thinking about maybe retiring there. I was listening to some other content creators. I said, well, maybe Mexico may not be such a bad place. But now they hit our guts too. And I told y'all on previous videos. I told y'all in previous videos to go all the way back months ago. I said this was going to come back on us. I did. I said that. And I'm getting ready to prove it to you in a few seconds. Let me see. I'm sorry. Let's see. See, I heard that YouTube be about the content channel. Separation is coming. Sadly, the women are still bad. I heard YouTuber B Miles conscious channel. The separation is coming. Sadly, the women are still bad. Yeah. No, sir. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. Not yet on Mexico. No. Here we go. This is Mexico.
Associated Press reports.
Pues el día de hoy estamos luchando contra la gentrificación. La gentrificación es este proceso por el cual las personas originarias de los barrios se ven desplazadas por gente con mayor poder adquisitivo. Es decir, gente que viene de otros países, en su mayoría extranjeros, a querer imponer su cultura, sus precios y desplazar a los mexicanos, a los nativos de estas tierras.
The protests started peacefully Friday in neighborhoods popular with foreign visitors. People gathered calmly to express concerns about issues like rising rents, displacement of locals, and how tourism is affecting their neighborhoods. However, the protests turned violent when a small group began smashing the windows of businesses and threatening tourists. Protesters painted graffiti messages including "Get out of Mexico" and held signs reading "Gringos, stop stealing our home." After initial actions in local neighborhoods, marchers assembled outside the U.S. Embassy. And that's when more police officers showed up amid the unrest.
Vengo porque la gentrificación solo es un paso más a la colonización, a los despojos y a que exploten nuestros recursos. Ahorita es con la gente. pero ya falta poco para que cuando se les acabe el petróleo, el agua, el litio en otro país, vengan y nos saquen.
According to the New York Times, Mexico City's government secretary urged an end to the violence, saying Mexico City is a city of migrants and that the city's government does not agree with this type of demonstration. The city's governor, Carla Brugada, released a statement on X denouncing the violence. However, she said Mexico City officials oppose gentrification and are working on making housing more affordable. Similar protests have occurred in European cities such as Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, and Rome, where mass tourism and gentrification are also major concerns.
Yep, there you go. Told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Foreigners, I'm telling you, we are messing up, man. I'm not saying everybody's bad, but I'm saying we're messing up. So, I mean, even if I was thinking about retiring in Mexico, they don't look like they want us down there. And then, you know what, guys? I found out something, too. That's kind of scary. Yeah, this is happening. Yeah, Arizona, this is happening. And it's happening in other countries, too. I don't think it's too much about us moving down there, but it's our attitude, that privileged type of mentality, that superior attitude that you're better than everybody. If you go down there and just be real, just quiet, don't let nobody know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just blend in with the locals and everything. They never have to know anything. But the problem is you get these idiots. Let me tell you the reason why Colombia went up on their rep. Let me tell you why. I seen videos of people in Larelas. Okay? They were in Larelas. Come down here, man, and you can get you a 2 or 3. You can get you a studio apartment or 1 bedroom for $300, man. Man, when I was in New York, when I was in Manhattan, man, I used to pay $2,000, $3,000 per month. But here, Larelas, come on down and get your apartment for $300 or $400. Guess what? The Colombians said, "Oh, really? Oh, really?" Next thing you know what, the rent went from $300 to $400 a month. Some of those apartments down there cost $1,500 American dollars a month. And Poblado used to be a very sort of a reasonable place to pay rent and get a nice, beautiful apartment. But some of the apartments in Poblado cost more than the ones up here. But you know what really concerns me as a retiree getting to my age? Let me see here. Let me get some of these messages. I'm sorry. International country wasn't expecting that. I know. Bragging. Yeah, bragging. Can't keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Don't brag. Don't flex. Yep, told you. Yep, keep your mouth shut. YouTubers have messed up the travel game all around the world. Yes, they have. James, good to see you again, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, they messed up the game really bad. But this is the problem that I'm going to have. Now, this is what scared me as a retiree. Because I'm at that retirement. Me and Willie Brown is at that retirement age that we're looking to settle down. I hope this doesn't happen, but I've been getting information because, I will be eligible for Social Security. Social Security is like one of the main incomes that seniors get when they retire. If it wasn't for Social Security, a lot of seniors will be out on the street after they work. This is what we look forward to out of all the years that we work. This is what we look forward to is Social Security, and part what we have for our savings for our retirement. Well, I got some news for you for Social Security. They said by 2030, Social Security could become insolvent. So I would advise every last one of you all to put it in your mind that there's a possibility that you may not get no Social Security. If they take Social Security away, we're screwed big time. There won't be no retirement. You will work until you die. I hope it don't become insolvent. They didn't say definitely. And they also talking about decreasing the payments of Social Security. They are talking about decreasing the payment because they said that it's not enough. There are too many retirees that are going on Social Security, that amount of people that's putting it into the pot. That's how Social Security works. Like, for example, all the money that I make, that I'm putting in for Social Security, that they take off for Social Security, is going to pay someone else's Social Security. Okay, let me get some of these messages here. El Poblado is one of the richest. Yeah, it is. Let's see, there is a reason why you don't go or show. I keep my mouth closed. Those apartments are expensive because they are also more risk to renting, to affording. Yeah, absolutely. That's calculating the price too much. Yeah, and because people talk too much too. People don't know how to keep their mouth shut. Okay. Let's see. And you and Willie are at the age to get it. Yeah. Men get it at 61, women get it at 61. You had to be 62 to get retirement. To get your Social Security. But check this out though. And this is what you gotta understand. Is that if you withdraw your Social Security at 62, you won't get the full amount. You'll get 70%. The only way that you can get your full amount of Social Security is at 67. 67, you get the full amount, but you don't know how much you're going to get because I've heard this too. I got some information from Social Security too, that they may decrease the payments of Social Security. So to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. If this happened, if you can't go abroad, if the Mexicans don't want you, if Thailand don't want you, if Colombia don't want you, and all these other places that this lady here you see on the screen was talking about, it's shrinking, man. Our options are shrinking. Our options are shrinking. Listen what the president of Mexico, listen to what she just said. I got this. I'm going to play this clip for y'all. Please like and subscribe. If this is your first time on this channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
The Mexico City police officer.
No, that cannot exist in our country. The fight is at its peak, the lines at the consulates are thinning, foreign real estate companies are trembling, and Mexicans are taking to the streets to defend what is theirs.
Yep, that's what she said. She said that they are defending what is theirs. Now, I'm going to show y'all some things that happen in Mexico that bring shame to us. And I'm not saying everybody is the same. There are good people here on this live stream that travels to places and are very respectful. But it takes, there's an old school saying, it takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. That's an old school saying. One bad apple can make it look bad for all of us. I want y'all to check this out. Now, this is crazy.
City with signs reading, "Get out gringos, our land is not for sale." Once again, a foreigner has caused outrage by forcing Mexicans to abandon their own country's beaches.
Did you see that? You had a AKA known as Karen on the beach of Mexico telling the Mexican that she don't supposed to be there. Listen to this. This is bad behavior.
Don't insult me. Don't insult me. Racist. I hate black people like you. Quote. Likewise, what we saw that went viral of this woman who, with discrimination, classism, and aberrant racism, addressed a Mexico City police officer.
No, that cannot exist in our country. The fight is at its peak, the lines at the consulates are thinning, foreign real estate companies are trembling, and Mexicans are taking to the streets to defend what is theirs.
Wow. Bad behavior. Maybe draw Social Security at 62 and keep working for a couple of more years. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. That's what I'm going to have to do. But the plan was, now Thailand has some very cheap apartments, very good ones too. For if I can pay rent for $400 to $500 a month, plus I got my pension, I got all that added on to it, I could pull it off. But the problem is Thailand is changing its visa requirements now. They're making it more difficult for you to even retire there. Let me see. Also, I had a bad apple fall from the tree. That doesn't mean that you have to chop the whole tree down. Don't paint everyone with the same brush. Yeah, that's true. But they do. White Karens always start trouble. This shouldn't even be anything new. But I just can't believe that she was in somebody else's country telling them not to walk on their own beach. That's pathetic. So you bring in your problems, you bring in your racism from America, and you're bringing it over into Mexico. And that video clip went viral. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody's like that to come down to Mexico. I'm not saying that. But it does happen. And it does happen. You got bad apples, and it's making us all look bad. When I have visited Thailand back in April, I have kept my mouth shut. There you go. There you go. Keep your mouth shut. Yes. Try Vietnam. That's what I heard. That's what I heard about Vietnam. Matter of fact, it's this guy called the Ventilate Vlog. What is his name? He's a young guy with braids. I've been following his channel, and he's over there in Vietnam right now. White Karens always start trouble sometimes on the plane, in the restaurants, and on this. Isn't something that is brand new. Yeah, can you imagine telling somebody that lives in their own country that you can't walk on the beach? You telling somebody that lives there, oh my God, that's crazy. It's hard it's hard to get a visa in Thailand as you have, 40,000 in the bank, an income requirement. The Philippines has been a retirement option. Panama is good too. Yes, absolutely. 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 But my number one, here, let me sit back for a minute, guys. My back is starting to hurt a little bit. My number one number one place was Colombia. I've been looking at that place for a long time. I've been looking at Santa Marta, Barranquilla. When I met that girl down there in the romance store, she was taking me around. But one thing I like about, I'm really in love with Colombia. I ain't gonna lie. I think, but Medellin made me even more in love with Colombia because I think the landscaping is just so spectacular. I think Medellin has some of the best landscaping anywhere. Those mountains, man, those mountains are beautiful. At the resort where I stay, you can see every morning when you go outside, you can see the clouds laying on the mountains. It's just beautiful. Beautiful place. Let me see the reason why Thailand changed because of bad tourism. That is disrespect to Thailand people. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, they tired. They tired, and I heard a lot of people is leaving Thailand. A lot of people are leaving Thailand. They don't want to be there anymore. I heard it's just not it's not the same anymore. It's like a ghost town almost to a degree. But they closing down all the marijuana stores in Pattaya. They closing them all. So they're gonna make it illegal to smoke marijuana in Thailand, probably. Can you imagine someone who is in your mom or your dad or threatening you with a gun or not telling you what to do? That's the real question. Yeah. It's either Karen or Keisha causing trouble. Yep. I can't believe I showed you guys a Karen in Mexico telling the Mexicans to stay off the beach. Oh, wow. Man, oh, man. Black man was reduced. Amway say Keisha can't travel. They think anything but Keisha is better, which is false. Karen is no good, but want to sweep that under the rug. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know what though? I was thinking about this the other day. And the passport, I'm not putting down the passport bro movement. I'm not putting down brothers who want to travel, you know. Oh, Arizona, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here, let me give you a standing ovation, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Give you another one. Thank you very much, sir, for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. I love you guys, man. This is what makes me want to come on here. This is what made me want to come on here, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Arizona said that Karen was funny. I couldn't believe there was an actual Karen in Mexico, man. That is crazy. Yes, that is crazy. Let me see. In Thailand, it was illegal to smoke in public already. You can only consume in the green stores or in your home. Yeah, yeah. If they catch you smoking out there, they can throw you in jail. But you know what's scary? There's one place, Singapore. If they catch you with drugs in Singapore, it's automatically you get capital punishment. They will give you the death penalty in Singapore if they catch you with drugs, even marijuana. That's one place I'm never going. Karen is funny. Yeah, that was funny. That comes with my slogan, Colombia is so scary. It's scary. Yeah, it's scary. But I don't know. I love that place though, man. I love Medellin, man. They got some of the most prettiest women in the world. They just gorgeous. They just. I know someone said the other day that Brazil has the most beautiful women. I don't think. I think Colombia has the most best looking girls in the world. And then not only that, they come in all sizes and colors. They got the snow bunnies. They got the caramel. They got the dark skin. I mean, there's so many selections that you can choose from. They are just gorgeous, man. There was a girl, man. Let me tell you this. At the resort I was at, there was a maintenance girl, and what she used to do is she'll go around and she managed the pool, right? Make sure that she used that big net to get all sometimes you get leaves and stuff that blows into the swimming pool. She keeps it clean and stuff. But man, that girl was gorgeous. I was like, oh my god. I was to go try to record it on my phone, but I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Record somebody without them not knowing about it. But that girl had to be. Man, I mean, she was gorgeous. I don't know if she was Venezuelan. I don't know, but she was beautiful. I like Cartagena, Boulevard, scary. Yeah, Colombia is scary. You're right. 8. Let's see. Vietnam is giving free visas. Become a vet. Yeah. Vietnam. It's very easy to get a visa there. That's why people leave Thailand. People are going across the border from Thailand to Vietnam, and you don't have to go through all that red tape like you're going through in Thailand. But how long is that going to last, though? I wonder. But I don't know. Vietnam may be a lot more stricter too. You gotta be careful with Vietnam too, because Thailand seemed like they was really lenient a little bit. They used to allow you to get away with a whole lot of stuff, but they're not anymore because of bad tourism. Bad tourism. What question was that? But are they good as the person in the group? Yeah, some of them are, Marcus. Some of them are. But Marcus, one thing I wanted to tell you about the romance tour. Always remember this about the romance tour, okay, Marcus? Is that Colombian romance tours are for men who are looking for wives, not just date, but are looking for a wife. What they do is they go to the tour. The tour can last from 5 to 7 days, and the agency introduce you to a pool of women, maybe up to 30. It all depends on how many that you pick. And then you narrow down, and before you leave Colombia, you will be filing for your fiancé visa. And either two things going to end up happening. Either you're gonna live in her country with her, or either you're gonna bring her back to the States. Most guys, when they go down there to that romance store, most of them bring them back to the States. They go out and they fill out they fill out the fiance visa, and then when she gets here, you have 90 days to marry her. You know, but what's going on with the immigration? With that's going on now. I don't know what I don't know what's those were different times. So I I don't know if they even be allowed to even come here now. Matter of fact, it'd be better for you to be with her anyway in her country. I would never bring my wife. Let me see and read some of these comments. I might try Vietnam. Well, I heard that the visa process is very easy. I heard that the visa process is very easy. Willie Brown, if you're still on here, make sure you're gonna come when you come back from Thailand. I need you to come on the show. I'm gonna give you a link, and I need you to tell me, if things are better in Thailand for as retirees. Because I consider myself a retiree. But man, let me tell y'all something. That's why this is the reason why I do these lives every week. Don't wait till you get my age and then all of a sudden you're trying to like, oh man, I gotta do this to retire. I gotta do this. I should have been really serious about my retirement 20 years ago. I should have been doing what I'm doing now 20 years ago. I should have been taking more responsibility 20 years ago. I mean, I'm doing okay now. But I don't know. The way how things going, I may not see retirement. I don't know. I may have to work for the rest of my life. But that was a good one, what you said, though. Arizona, you said that maybe I could work maybe part-time for a few more years. Maybe I could do it, go ahead, draw my Social Security at 62. Work a couple of days a week, but I don't want to lose my insurance. So that's the problem. See, that's another problem. What are you going to do about insurance? Because if I retire at 62, you can't get Medicare until you're 65. But is Medicare going to be around? Is Medicare going to be around? And that's what you have to worry about is your insurance. I'm not going to bring anyone here. I heard stories where they brought them to the States and it wasn't good. Oh, you don't bring here. Don't bring your girlfriend. I'm telling you, to anyone that hears the sound of my voice, do not bring your wife here. You understand me? You will regret it. You will regret it. She won't be happy here. I know somebody that brought their Thai wife back from Thailand back to the States, and she was miserable. I heard that she became really depressed. She became very depressed and wanted to go home. I'll be 49. I told her I'm thinking about my future. Do it now, James. Don't wait. Do it now. Because I'm telling you, 49, before you know it, you will be 59. That's what happened to me. Let me tell y'all this. I still have clothes up in my closet that I was wearing when I was 25, and I can still wear them. I got suits that I bought when Northland Shopping Center was open. It's closed now. They used to have a store in there called Max Greens. And when I was really the pimp back then, I used to really buy suits a lot. And I used to wear hats and stuff, And just in the blink of an eye, man, it's like, wow. 1 minute I'm 25, 1 minute I'm 30, now you're 61. And I'm going to add this to you, too. I'm going to tell you all this. This is going to blow your mind. Why didn't she miss her from? Because it's a cultural difference. It's like, you know, when women are living in the village in those type of places, and when they meet with their friends every day, when they come down, it's like a ritual to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they love being in their environment. You know, it's like, you know, like in Colombia, they got some of the most beautiful exotic birds in the world there. Would you take one of those beautiful exotic birds and bring them back to Michigan where it's cold, less sunshine? You know what I'm saying? You won't want to do that. No, keep a full-time job for a couple. Okay, keep a full-time job for a couple of years. Okay, and you can still keep working full-time as Trump is supposed to be dropping taxes on Social Security. Okay. That sounds good. So keep a full-time job for a couple of years. Okay, you can still work full-time as Trump is supposed to be dropping taxes on Social Security. Okay, that sounds like a winner, Arizona. Thank you. That sounds like a winner. So it sounds like to you, I'm going to have to put up that retirement just a little bit longer. But you know what's really, let me see, I'm going to read some of these comments. It depends on where you live and how close the woman is to her family. Maybe it's that she's happy coming here. You know what? I mean, I've known people that have brought their wives here. But the majority of them, I know when they brought them here, it didn't work out very well. I mean, it's possible it could work. Arizona, it's possible it could work. Let's see what Chris is talking about. Guys, you should use their vacation as scouting trips for possible retirement. Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last few years. That's what I've been doing for the last few years. In Colombia, I've been looking at different apartments, you know, and I was in Larelis. I was in Poblado. And I like Poblado though, especially the area where I was at. I think the Santa Fe Poblado area is the best place to live, but it's very expensive because it's right there by that mall. And you see a lot of middle class Colombians there. I mean, you know, working class people. And we be a lot of beautiful girls at that mall. Say, don't bring her here. The reason that she comes here, she has no friends. She talks to her country women or the other American U.S. women, white or Latina, and they whisper in her ear, she can do better. Yep, say, well, that's what they'll do. And I know someone that, you know, and another thing you got to look at too is that when she first comes here, she's going to have a lot of free time. And I have heard stories about when you go to work, she's going to be here in your house. My cousin brought a woman back from Colombia. She used to live in Barranquilla. He brought her back here to the States. And man, she was going through his stuff. And one thing about Colombian women, they go through your stuff, man. I had the one in Barranquilla, I would lay my phone down and she would actually grab my phone. Let me see, hold on. The things that some of them do want to come here. And also are international people here just doing fine, okay? Let me see. Marcus, keep in mind that those ladies in the romance store could be gold diggers. Yep, some of them are. I met some gold diggers in the romance store. One of them was but she was fine though. Ooh-wee. She said she wanted to be the only thing she kept talking about during the romance tour, she said that she wanted to be a model. I said, I guarantee you, if I would have brought that girl back to the States and she's talking about she wanted to be a model too, and she was a model, she was very good looking. And she had a slamming it body, boy. Whoa, wow. I would bring him in mind, and I guarantee within about a few months she would be gone. I would have problems with her. I wouldn't even be able to bring her no work. Too bad so many guys be trying to talk to her. And if a person brings a Colombian here, it'd be better and be in Miami or LA. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, you do. You know what? When I was in Miami, I seen a lot of Colombian girls in Miami. When I visited Thailand made me more focused about the future for the rest of my life. Yeah. But James Jones, you still young though, man. You still got some time. You know. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, guys. What's a little scary? Just a tad bit scary. I talked to AI the other day. Okay? Because the more older you get, the more you start thinking about your own immortality. You do. I'm spending time thinking about my immortality now because at 61. Now, according to AI, the average lifespan of a black man especially is 70. So technically, according to AI, I have less than 10 years to live. Unless you plan to pay for her to go back to school. Otherwise, she may be a nurse in Colombia to move her to a flipped chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. And then another thing you will have to do, you have to put her into English school. That's what my cousin had to do. But the relationship between them two didn't work out. She ended up going back to Colombia. So you check the ID, see their intentions. Florida is a hot spot. What do you inspect? Okay. It's rare to find a good girl, especially in hotspot states. Yeah, it is. I'll be 50 next year, Tony. Time. I'm telling you, it's catching up, man. They say that the average lifespan of most people is 72 years old. 72. Me personally, I believe I would be here a lot longer than that. But that's why I don't have no time to play around, man. I don't got no time for no more games. I don't have no time for any games. My time is valuable time. Don't waste your time, man. Everybody on this live, please do not waste your time. Time is a gift. And always remember this, tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. You could be 50 years old, you could be 30 years old. There's no guarantee that you're going to make it to my age. Chris, my girls already will have jobs and careers. Let me see. Tony, you need to take Social Security when you retire in 2 years. But, you know, understand what you're saying, but Arizona gave some really good advice too. But it all depends on how much Social Security is going to be left because they're cutting Social Security. Some of the checks is going to be smaller. Some of those checks are going to be smaller. What I have to do is become an entrepreneur. What I'm doing now. What I'm going to start doing, guys, is I have a book. I am a published author, and I made a movie, an animation 45-minute movie that's on Amazon also. And I have a coloring book. So as this channel grows, I'm gonna start doing advertising. As a matter of fact, I'm monetized through YouTube. I'm gonna start selling some of their monetization stuff too. You know, that's the only way. That's the only way. I don't really see myself really actually retiring really retire. We're gonna always have to work. We're gonna always have to work at some capacity. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was good chopping it up with you guys today, man. It was good. James, Marcus, Chris, Arizona, all of y'all. The break even to get full Social Security does not matter until you're in your mid-70s. It's why they said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want you to wait till you're 67 to get your full Social Security. But how do you know you're going to make it to 67? You may die before you reach the 67. I think really what they should do, I think the real retirement age is 55. They should allow you to retire at 55. But they want to hold on to your money, though. That's what it is. And they expect for you, hope probably not to live to even get your Social Security, because most people pass away. But one good thing I do have in my favor, I'm very healthy. I do have a little blood pressure issues. My blood pressure is maybe a tad bit up, but I take a pill for it. It takes care of it. Just one pill. But my heart is good. My lungs is good. I exercise every day. I feel good. Physically, I feel really great. I don't be walking around tired. I don't be having arthritis. You know what I'm saying? They will eventually raise the retirement age just like in many European. Yeah, they doing it here. What you mean, Chris? They doing it now. They're raising the retirement age now. They talking about maybe doing it till you're 70. But yeah, but you remember, when you take your retirement early at 62, you will never be able to get the full amount at 67. That's the trade-off, which I think is unfair. But the only way that I would be able to retire, is through Social Security and my pension, because I do have pension on my job, right? Keep doing what I'm doing here with YouTube. And I hope put my brand on here to reach a lot of people. And I forgot to tell you, I'm trading in the stock market too. I got investments in the stock market, so I'm not too bad. I just got to really, really be in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm giving you all this news is because, pretty soon it's going to be you. If you keep waking up every morning, you're going to reach this age. The only way that you don't reach this age, if you die. And I thank God I do wake up every morning. Thank God for that. Thank God, man. Still have a job. I still have insurance. I still have my life, health, and strength. God is good, man. I'm not complaining at all. So the only thing I need to do is get that retirement. Just get it right. We gonna get it right, man. But before I go, what I want to tell you all is that if you guys want me to start doing the stock market, maybe at the beginning of the live, maybe just just a little bit about investment, about my portfolio, and I could do some trading while I'm on here. Let me know, and I can tell y'all what stocks to buy with this. If y'all want me to do that, I appreciate, maybe a super chat or something to help the channel, okay? And I just want to thank Arizona for the super chat. I want to thank Willie Brown for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it, man. And by you guys did that, y'all put me over the $100 mark for YouTube. So pretty soon, hopefully, maybe not this month, but maybe next month, I should be getting my first YouTube check. And I'm going to show it to y'all when I first get it. That's gonna be nice to get my first YouTube check. Those super chats and stuff really helps a lot, man. That's because I work so hard to bring these lives to you every week. I do a lot of research and stuff. It takes days to put this type of content together. So make sure you guys please hit that like button before you leave. Like, subscribe. Because for some reason, these lives don't get subscribers. I don't know why. I think I got, okay. I think I got to everybody. Yeah, these lives don't get subscribers for some reason. But my long-term content does. That's the only one that does. But the live stream does. What YouTube is telling me is that people are watching these videos, but people are not subscribing to it, so that helps the algorithm go a long ways. So if you guys want me to start doing showing you guys about what I invested in, we can go into Robinhood and do some, and trade some stocks and everything. I can show you what I'm doing and everything like that. Maybe a few minutes before we start the live, let me know. But if I start doing that, then I would like to have contributions to the live stream, because all this stuff, videos, editing, all this stuff takes time. It's not easy. Okay. God bless you all. I love you all very much. Sister Antoinette Golson, thank you very much, my sister. This is my sister. Came on the live tonight, y'all. That really made my heart feel so better. It was so good to see her. Great person, beautiful person, best person in the world. Very good person. Chris, thank you very much, man. I keep y'all updated on my plans. Yeah, but it's definitely, I did get my time approved. So I'll be going back out there again, but I hope it don't be no stuff like this that you see on the screen, man. I hope there don't be no protests or anything like that, because we're becoming targets now. Make sure when you travel, be on your best behavior, because you don't want to be, you don't want to be a target, okay? All right, guys. On your way out, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for another live. I hope you all got something out of this. And I will see you guys on the next live. And for romance tour consultations, check me out on my Instagram page. Okay? We set up a consultation. My consultations are very cheap, only $20. $20 for an hour. Okay? If you're thinking about, doing the romance tour, you know what I'm saying, to find you a Colombian wife, there have been guys that have been lucky. There have been guys that have been lucky of finding wives on the romance tour. But the only suggestion I get is I would rather keep her here. Keep her in her own country than to bring her to the States. But there are some that you probably could, but I'm gonna tell you this too. There are some that you could probably bring to the States. It's a gamble, but the one that I let go to let get by me, she would have done well because she was extremely traditional. She wasn't a supermodel. She didn't look as good as all the other girls, but sometimes you just can't go off of looks all the time too. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what's in a person's heart, right? Yeah, so. Okay, guys. Love you. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next live. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, okay? That way when you hit the notification bell, when the video comes, when I go live, you get a notification. All right, take care. Peace. Thank you.